Hi, Vector Illustration. How you guys doing? Welcome to week 8. All right, here we are, wrapping things up, guys. Quick announcement here, week 8. It's pretty much standard, usual stuff here, just kind of an introduction, a little recap of week 7, what we're going to be studying, what we're looking at in week 8. Here's a couple of really nice links. Just to help you understand a little bit on how others start working on developing their design methodology and the application of that design methodology to specific assignments. So I thought it'd be interesting to leave those links for you. So those are there for you. And then we just got our learning outcomes, our week tasks, and then our deliverables and due dates. So I do want you to take a look at the deliverables and due dates because we do have some things that are due on Wednesday. So the Iconic American Entertainer Stamped Series final is due on Sunday, of course. Discussion course reflection is due Wednesday, with response posts due Sunday, and then the critique for Project 3 for the stamp series is due. The critique is due. Your initial post is due Wednesday. Response posts are due Friday. So watch those due dates. Don't it's easy to get confused on those. So don't miss those due dates, which are listed right down here at the bottom of Welcome to Week 8 announcement, and specifically due dates are listed in red. So be sure to review those. We've got a few things. I want to remind you of a couple of really super important things as we're working through the final project. I'm going to jump over to week 7. And actually, listen, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at week 6. So here's week 6. Let's just go ahead and open that. This is introduction to the stamp project, and I just want to make sure that you guys know that this little link right here, this is Flat Avatar Portrait Tutorial, and this is a link. It's the only one that's not linked directly out to a video, and this is a nice little tutorial. It does a good job describing this process. So be sure to take a look at that in review. Then also the postage stamp template example, that's at the AI file, and that's that postage stamp that has the clipping mask associated with it. And it's really important that you take a look at that. This video shows you exactly how to use that file, and definitely use that file. The reason is so that we have maintain a level of consistency in our final presentation and our submissions for our final projects, so that they all look relatively the same. We don't have different sizes and configurations of postage stamps. So definitely be sure to use the postage stamp template example AI file. And then there's the associated video that shows you how to use that and engage that clipping mask. I also want to run over one other thing here. I've got a couple of emails about this technique right here, where the actual background color is actually applied to the background, the outside of the clipping mask. And that's easy enough to do, guys. In this video, it shows you how the layer structure works. I mean, if you just go to the actual template stamp layer, you can what I would recommend, if in this particular case, what you would do is this right here, your image would be cropped something like that. There's the background color. If you want to take that background color and extend it all the way to the edge of the perforations of the stamp, you can do that. Just sample this color with your eyedropper tool, the background color. Then go to the layer that has the stamp itself and apply that same color to the background stamp. It'll work perfectly just like it does right here. That's up to you. That's not required, or it's optional. So if you want to do it, then please feel free. Okay, so that's week 6, and then I also wanted to share with you week 7. There's also some really interesting things here in week 7. Iconic American Entertainer. This is to continue. Let's go ahead and open that so you can see what is going on there. Open a new window, not download. Okay, so I'm going to open that in a new window, and we'll go ahead and take a look at these. This is where all the tutorials are, especially that Maryland tutorial, which is very, very good. Here's another great tutorial. This one has to do with how to trace a vector face from a reference photo. Take a look at that. And this is review, guys. I'm sure you guys have already looked at all of these. And then there's this fantastic Maryland review. I just want to, just kind of reiterate so that you know that these assets are all here for you. Then finally, after this Maryland, now note the Maryland is pretty much completely flat, other than a couple of little dimensional embellishments in the lip, specifically the lower lip, and that little shadow under and below the chin. So a lot of these techniques employ a little bit more detail in depicting shadow and highlights areas in the face. But as you can see, if executed correctly, a completely perfectly flat avatar is actually a very beautiful thing. So again, here's the postage tutorial template file and tutorial. I left that there just so it's in two places, so it's going to be really hard to miss, right? So, all right, so that stuff is there. Now, week 8, we jump over to the announcement here, and we've got basic, just basic housekeeping stuff here. So, talked about that a little bit. We got week 8 tasks, talked about that. So, my only final comment is this. And if you jump over to the announcements area right here, this is the announcements where the weekly videos are. So if we jump back over to that announcements area, and the announcement area, of course, is located right here with this menu right here. So I just want to show you one more announcement before. This is called How to Complete the Course Survey. And I'm going to click that open and show you, you know where you're at. You know you're in the right place because there's a big graphic here that says Your Voice Matters. And this announcement just kind of describes the course survey. And I just kind of give my own personal opinions on why it's so important for you as students to fill out the course survey. Number one, your voice needs to be heard. You're the student. Okay, you're the most important part of this whole process, right? So your voice matters. And it's sharing your opinions and your experience based on the class itself really helps. It helps us to maintain the course in terms of developing further things that are working, or maybe even consider removing things that aren't working in the class. So it's important for you to share your opinions on what you enjoyed in the class, and did you receive good instruction? Is the class set up? Is the course itself something that you felt engaged? And also, what are your opinions on the level of instruction that you received through the weeks? It's really important stuff, guys. It only takes a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes to complete the survey, and it really helps us quite a bit. So please take that course survey, and I'll probably remind you once or twice more before the end of the class this week. So definitely want to do that. Okay, so that's it. Welcome to week 8. Welcome to the final installment of the class, so to speak. And I just want to, again, reiterate, this class has been fantastic. This is a very, very engaged group. I think we've had some amazing interaction in the discussion boards as well as the critique boards. So you guys stop right now. Give yourselves a great big old pat on the back, because this was a great class. It really, I'm not just saying that. I think this is a very, very highly engaged class. And sometimes you get that. Sometimes the mix just works out where, it's like a perfect storm. You get this group of students that just really, really reacts well together. And I think that was the case in this class. So fantastic job. All right, guys. Of course, questions, comments, concerns. I'll be doing double time this week. So if you have something you want to submit early, go right ahead. I'll catch it. If you want to submit twice or 3 times for your critique before your final submission on Sunday, have at it. You're working, I'm working, right? That's my student promise, if you remember that from back in week 1. If you want to submit 4 or 5 times, I'll provide 4 or 5 critiques. So please, you're wrapping things up, but please do not think you're alone here. If you want further critique, further comments, please have at it, and I'll be glad to do that. Email, shoot me emails, questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, any of the above. Let's wrap this up on a strong note, and I'll see you guys in this week's discussion board. Thank you very much.